Involved in startups.
Yeah.
Right. So in 2009, I started working on the idea of a decentralized startup, the idea of disrupting the startup business model.
Sure.
So what I'm developing is called the foundup, and the vision that I have is that in the future people won't do startups on the blockchain; they'll do foundups, and it's a whole ecosystem where the startup right now, how it works is, as you know, there's like a set amount of capital. You have to get a team to a certain level. You have to have traction to a certain level.
Yep.
The foundup starts at the very point of the idea. So the very point of the idea, what is that idea that you're looking to create? Without the need of traction, without the need of a team, without the need of any of that, and ultimately using the blockchain to provide all of that. So capturing the IP before the startup, creating a community for the IP to share, because the moment someone starts sharing and using my IP, the valuation of the IP is going up, right? Allowing the community to self-form these ideas. So imagine if you could involve yourself at the point of the Twitter idea, at the point of the Google idea, at the inception point. This is my idea, and then people gravitate to that idea. Team forms around that idea. IP is grabbed from that idea, and that idea gamified, levels up, and launches as an OPO. So if you think of it this way, each foundup is a child DAO of a DAO that levels up and becomes its own DAO.
Yep.
And then once it's its own DAO, more specific foundups become child DAOs of that, which level up and become. So it's an infinite growth of what I call DAO 0 all the way to DAO infinitum.
Yep.
I think for me, like the problem with our planet is our business model. It treats our planet as an infinite object. It's kind of like this glass of water. We can just keep pouring this water out, pouring this water out, pouring this water out, and that's CAGR, compounded annual growth rate, right? So unless we stop this system, and this is our current model, and the opportunity is we can move it to a new model where it isn't CAGR, but what I call CABR, compounded annual benefit rate. So the valuation of startups in the future isn't the return to the investors or the money that the traditional startup, but actually the return to the value that this idea provides to the planet as a whole, provides to the community as a whole. And that valuation drives the share value. With just hearing this for the first time, what's your thoughts?
I mean, my thought is, I guess current ways how startups and organizations are structured. I mean, if we want to work together and we want to have some kind of share exchange, have mutual investment, ownership of IDs, property behind it, there's a lot of
finessing.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening around this. I guess the organizational cost, and especially for lightweight projects, which might be successful, might be not successful. I mean, especially with startups, there's a high risk of failure. I mean, just by being able to do more experimentation, have a very low overhead, being quickly set something up, and then you can focus on the actual work instead of figuring out like how can we best structure this and cover our assets. I mean, you need to cover yourself in some way, but I think the separation between individual projects and companies, it will be much more fluent, much more dynamic. So if we want to work together for today, we can do something, we can have a smart contract handshake agreement basically, and after today we'll just separate and go our own way, while still this thing is being tracked and being covered. So that might be something very compatible with the future that you're describing.
Well, I would love to keep in communication. I'd love for you to look at my white paper,
sure.
theselfishstartup.com, right? And I'm here networking. I'm actually part of ETC. I want to rebrand ETC as ETC Foundups, because we can't have Ethereum, Classic Ethereum, is too muddled. Ethereum Classic has to, like you said, become its own identity, its own thing. So, and there's a lot more to my story, right? But I appreciate you sharing about OneUp. I'd love to know more. I think what you're doing makes a lot of sense to me.
Sure.
And I hope that as we can keep the communication going, and I hope to see you doing some stuff on Ethereum Classic.
Sure.
Or ETC.
Good luck.
All right, thanks
Take
a lot.
care.